Hi, this is Matt, the co-founder of the HMO platform, and today I'm joined by two very special guests who are two lads who I've known for quite a long time now, and they're doing some amazing stuff in property, in next level HMOs and care providers and actually smashing the property world. Thanks for joining me, Max and Alex. So why don't you tell us a little bit about yourselves, how you got here, etc.
Yeah, so for those of you at home that don't know, my name is Max Rayner, CEO and co-founder at Stuart Property.
And I'm Alex Baker, COO and co-founder at Stuart Property.
So obviously, as you can tell, our company's not named after us. Reason being, we actually lost our dads at a very young age. I was just 16, Alex just 22. So we decided to name our business after the two people that really are why we're here and really serve the passion behind what we do and keep us going every day. We started our business back in 2017. We went via a property education company to learn the specifics of property, which I would recommend anyone to do. That's where we met Matthew here. And we've sort of worked with you guys ever since and decided to join the HMO platform, I think about 2 years ago. Yeah. So before the HMO platform, we had a very basic portfolio of HMOs and buy-to-lets in our business, and we really wanted to ramp it up and take it to the next level. What we do and how we use the HMO platform is very special because we take that sort of high-end HMO co-living spec and bring it into the care home space. Traditionally, it was more like institutions where people would sit in these sorts of places and stay and be cared for, and we're changing that on the head. We're bringing the designer spec to these homes, because at the end of the day, you've got to think with the tenant in mind and ask yourself the question: would you want to live here? Since the last 2 years of working with you, we've done £1.7 million worth of deals, and we've built. We've done a nice high-end HMO in the city centre of Coventry in the Midlands, and 2 care homes which open today.
So, as you said, we're sitting in probably your flagship property now. So, Alex, tell us a little bit about this particular deal. How did you find it? What are the numbers, etc.?
Now, we picked this property up for £740,000. Amazing. We spent £150 on the development, and we've got an end value now of £1.32 million. So it's an 11-bed care home, and it's going to be housing adult males suffering from mental illness, and they'll be engaged in the life skills programme.
So our future plan with it is to actually go the full circle. So the people living here will not live here for their whole entire lives. It's sort of a stepping stone for them to learn the life skills to then eventually move on to a place of their own under the supported living model. And that's where they'd have a self-contained apartment. And people would check in on them, depending again on their level of care. Living here, it's more rooms and en-suites, and everyone's living more together. And then hopefully the next property we provide is the aim to have the people here moving into that. So that's sort of the future of where we're moving with it.
You guys are obviously very passionate about this particular project. What breeds that passion? Why is it so important to you?
I think down to personal experience. It's fair to say that we've had our own mental health struggles, as 2 young lads losing their dads quite young and not having that guidance through life. Part of the healing process is to, once you've spoken about it and grieved and stuff, the next step is to help other people going through that. Be whatever avenue you choose to go down, it just feels fitting with the industry that we're in to be able to invest in the people through property. We've actually set a company goal as a business. So by 2025, the plan is to house 200 vulnerable people. It's going to take a lot of scaling up from our company. There's a lot of learning to go with it, but we're up for the challenge. We've done the hardest bit. I always feel the first few deals are the hardest bit. It's like, have you ever seen Takeshi's Castle, where the boulders are just running down and they're trying to run uphill, and then they're like running and hiding in the thing? It sort of feels like that, because there's just new things coming and you're ducking and diving. But then once you get your cookie cutter model, that's when you can really scale up. And if we can help a large amount of people on a bigger scale, then that would be the dream.
Yeah, it's like riding a bicycle.
Yeah, exactly.
So it takes quite a lot of energy to get the pedals moving, and once you're moving, the momentum just takes you.
Exactly.
But that's amazing that you've been able to combine something that you're really passionate about, where you've got that personal experience with your business skills that you've learned on the property side, on the HMO side, and now on the care home side. So hats off to you guys.
Thank you.
Thank you.
So you mentioned that you've got quite a decent valuation there, so you've got quite a bit of equity. What is your exit strategy? Are you going to realise that? Are you going to sell it, or are you planning to hold this for a long period of time?
So the original plan was to sell, but more recently we have been in contact with a commercial bank who's looking to refinance the whole portfolio at a pretty good rate that we're happy with. So now it's become possible for us to keep hold of it. And of course, in the care industry, you're working with long-term leases. So for us personally, having a property on a long-term lease and being able to keep it rather than sell it is a massive win for us.
When you scale up though and you start doing properties of this size and there's more money on the line, it is important to have multiple exit strategies. So we do never rely on just one, which is why we'll always make sure that the sale works, the refinance works, and actually if we don't get the planning for the C2, which is what you need for a residential care home, then does a HMO style property or an apartment style of property work. It's also important to realise that when you're investing and you've got deadlines and investors involved and funders and bridges and all that sort of stuff, you don't always need to do every extension or expand all the floor space you can straight away. Sometimes it's better to get the people in, get the rent in, and then you've got time to breathe and you can look at all the extras later on.
Do you consider this to be a next level HMO or something a bit different?
We've had that conversation before, and I don't think it's certainly a next level property, and it's certainly a co-living property, just because it is by definition not a HMO, but it is the same footprint. It's bedrooms with en suites that meet a certain level of criteria. We're trying to bring that sort of HMO, high-end co-living HMO spec that's provided to students, working professionals, into the care space. We don't want it to feel like an institute like it did back in the day. It wants to be, it's exactly the same as what you can find on the market, pay top dollar for, and why wouldn't you give that to those people?
I think it's kind of what they need, isn't it, as well?
Absolutely.
To kind of help with their mental health. It's really important to be in great surroundings where you can just feel like you're at home.
Yeah, exactly. And going back to what we were saying about the programme that's delivered here, the life skills programme, part of the life skills that they deliver are social skills. So when we do take you around on a tour, you'll see that there's a massive dining room where every single resident and every single member of staff can sit down and eat together, where all of the residents can come and be social together, and those are aspects that are exactly the same as you would look for in a next level HMO co-living space.
So how did the coaching that you received at the HMO platform help you with this particular deal?
Well, I think what's great about the HMO platform is although every single member's got their own slight different niche and slight different goals as opposed to where they want to take their properties, to assess the deal, to assess the numbers is the same with any deal. Floor plans, looking at how many rooms you might be able to get in. I think the biggest value of the HMO platform is if you're on your own, you've got to spend a lot of money with experts to get opinions. So, you need to, quite often you have to pay surveyors to go out, architects, consultancy fees of people before you make a decision. I think what it does is it helps us make the decision quicker from consulting with everyone and everyone chipping in and saying, oh, you could put that in there and oh, you didn't think of that. And it just gives you a clearer idea about what you want to do and whether the deal's a goer. And of course, whilst you're going through it, if there's any issues, you can just pop into the group and say, this is the roof's on fire, can someone help? And someone comes around with a fire extinguisher and puts it out. So, you can ask any questions, any sort of hurdles that you come over that could take 2 or 3 days for a professional to answer. We are all professionals in this group, so it just helps with the process and gives you the confidence to scale up.
Definitely. I think this property is a prime example. We exchanged and completed on the same day, got the purchase done in 5 days. There's no way we could have got all of the information together that we needed to have the confidence to go into this within 5 days without you guys.
Yeah, or just had the balls to just do something that big, without a group of people going, go on, buy it, go and buy it. On your own, you'd be sitting there thinking, that's a lot of money, and what it is to us, we haven't come from a lot of money. Once you get used to those numbers and you do the big stuff and you've got people backing you saying you can do it, you feel stronger as a person because it feels like you're buying it with your little army as opposed to on your own,
Yeah. That's amazing. Yeah, I do remember kind of being on the phone to you kind of every other day for about a week, as you're going through that purchase process, getting everything all ducks in a row, and then it finally completing, and that was an amazing day for you guys. Yes. Amazing guys.
Oh, and that is what's good about you guys as well. You know, you do have the regular WhatsApp, you do have the 2 monthly meetings, but at the same time, you guys, I know, not a beck and call, but you do give extra, and you are available on the phone to talk through things and stuff, and that's handy as well.
So thanks guys for sharing that amazing insight into what you've been up to. So if you want to find out more about what we do at the HMO platform and how you can get involved in deals like this, head over to our website, thehmoplatform.co.uk, to find out more.